All right, let's do this. What I think will be the final installation of the topic of manifestation. I don't know. We may do more depending on your um, interaction or your comments or whatever. But let's go ahead and sum this up. Okay. So hopefully you have already watched steps 1 through 6, or I should say, uploads 1 through, is it 7? I believe this is number 8. If you have not already, go check those out so that you can have proper context in this summation of the 8 steps or 8 installments of manifestation, this manifestation series. Look in the description of this and other videos to find the links. All right, let's get going. So we've talked about the steps 1 through 6 of manifestation. I've come up with an acronym to help you remember the 6 steps to manifestation. The O for observe, the W for wonder or questioning or interest, the E for envision, the D for dream, the P for divine persuasion, and the T for transcription, or to write down or reduce to writing the thing that you have envisioned, the thing that you want to manifest, the principles, the concepts of it. All right. And so that acronym is OWEDPT. ODET, I say. Okay. ODET. All right. So don't forget, after those 6 steps, it's important for you to apply or to act out in alignment with your faith and with God's word. We covered that in the earlier upload. God's word I likened to the law of nature. And so you must align yourself once again after the 1 through 6 steps. Now it's time to take action and align with both your faith, or what you're divinely persuaded, all right, will be profitable to you. What you are persuaded will be profitable to you. You want to start to act out in alignment with that, and also with the laws of nature. In other words, if you want something to manifest in nature, then you have to request and act out and align yourself under the law of nature. All right. Moving forward. Now, what I've done is I want to title this particular lesson the process. Okay. And this incorporates all the aforementioned and takes it a step further to what I deem the conclusion of this discussion. So, starting with the process, here's number 1. Point number 1. You accomplish steps 1 through 3 of the manifestation. That is step 1 is to remember the OWEO is to observe, to wonder, to envision. That means that this is more internalized, internal, I'll say. Observing, right? To wonder, to question, to envision. All of this is internal. Okay. So, so number 1 is to accomplish steps 1 through 3. Now, once you do all of this internal work, now it's time for you step 2, or number 2, to have an honest self-evaluation and analysis and a proper interpretation of steps 1 through 3, or what you have derived at, or what you have concluded about steps 1 through 3. Remember, observe, wonder, and envision. Okay? Once you do those, now it's time once again to have an honest self analysis and interpretation. Number 3, then once you've done that honest self-analysis and interpretation, now it's time for you to learn the nature of the thing that you have desired. Learn the nature of the thing that you have desired, that thing that you want to manifest, okay? Then number 4, you may now proceed on to steps 4 through 6 of the manifestation process, which include to dream about it, to be divinely persuaded that the thing that you aspire to manifest is profitable to you or will be profitable. And then step 6, to transcribe it, right? So now you've accomplished all of steps 1 through 6. Follow? Now, moving on to number 5 of the process. After you have done the aforementioned, now it is time to demonstrate physically actions conveying the facts that you are 100% persuaded of the profitability of what you are manifesting, and which exemplify and bring to life the words of your transcription. In other words, you now need to start acting out as if you are persuaded, 100% persuaded that what you are looking to accomplish or to obtain will be profitable. Now, if I believe in something wholeheartedly that it's going to do me good, it's going to be a sound and wise investment, and I'm hoping for the return. I'm looking for that due season when it's time to reap the fruits of my labor. If I've planted a seed in the ground, I've waited 2-3 years, I've watered it, I've been diligent, I've protected it, I've made sure it got sunlight, all of the laws of nature, I've aligned myself, right? So now that should lead up to the return on my investment, or ROI. And so I'm acting out, I'm not betraying what I have faith in, what I am divinely persuaded about. My actions need to line up. They need to exemplify that. And then my actions also need to exemplify and, listen, bring to life the words that I have transcribed, that I have written. Remember, from step 6 is to transcribe all the principles, the concepts, essentially to create a business plan. The business plan becomes the script of the CEO, the president, the CFO, the founders. They follow that script. They follow that script. If there is any hiccup, unforeseen event that happens, okay, it matters not, because we have already done the SWOT analysis. We have already examined all of the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats to the idea, to the principle of the business plan. So if something comes out of left field, left is this way. If something comes out of left field, a hiccup perhaps, a wrench in the works, it's not fatal, because we've already considered the possibilities. So we have to make sure that our plan, our transcription is complete. We have been diligent. We have considered things. Okay? And that's in step 6. Now, moving on to what I actually intend for this video to be about is number 6. Now that you have done 1 through 6, now that you have started to actually physically perform actions in accordance with what you believe to be true, what you are divinely persuaded about, and what you have transcribed, consistent with the business plan. You are well on your way to manifestation. That means that all of the elements, all of the principles and the laws of the realm, the nature, and all that kind of stuff are going to start to come together like Voltron. Remember Voltron back in the day? Remember the hand? You know, one of the machines was the arm of the Voltron. One was the leg, right? And one was the body, the core, and they all came together, flying into materialization, and they come together, locked together. That's what's happening when you have done steps 1 through 6, and you start to act upon it as if it's already done, it's already so. You act in accordance to what you are divinely persuaded about. You act in accordance with the transcription, the business plan. You are not contradicting what you have planned. And so those pieces are flying through the ether. They're still invisible, but they are making their way. They are tearing through time and space. They are still immaterial, but they are on their way. You have called upon them. The power was with you or inside of you. Through your through your interpretation, honest analysis, through your observation, through your wonderment, through your envisioning, through your dream, all of that is converging, and it is ready, it is coming, and it is about to be presented to you. But let me tell you this step here, number 6. While all of that is transpiring, number 6 says you must be grateful. Grateful is the element which will tear a hole in the fabric of reality to allow for all of the elements, principles, and concepts that you have called into existence to manifest in the physical and tangible. Being grateful is the key. If you do all of the other steps 1 through 6, and you start to act out in alignment with your divine persuasion and in alignment with the transcription, the business plan, but you fail to be grateful, and we're going to go over what grateful means, the etymology of that terminology, and see how powerful this is. If you forget that step, your manifestation will be uncertain. How many times have you heard people in faith or Christianity or other religions say, I don't know how, but I know it's going to happen? You know why they're saying they don't know how? Because they have not comprehensively activated and put the stamp or seal of approval on the manifestation, which is this number 6, being grateful. Let me demonstrate. What does grateful mean? It comes from the Latin gratus, gratus, which means pleasing. It also comes from the Proto-Indo-European, European word, gwere, Gwere, which means to favor. Listen, evidence for its existence is provided by Sanskrit granati, Grnati. Guess what that means? Sings, praises, announces. Also, Avestan, Avestan, Gar, okay, which means to praise. This is the etymology. of the term grateful. In a Lithuanian, the Giriu or Giriu, Giriu or Girti, Girti, means to praise or celebrate. Lastly, the old Celtic bardos, meaning a poet or singer. Do you know what all of this has in common? In relation to the term grateful, it's art, a form of art. To sing is using frequencies and sounds and expressions all together. Okay? Like a poet, excuse me, or a singer. How many times have you been at a concert or in church or in school choir? How many times do you repeat the same chorus over and over and over again? The same verses over and over and over again until you begin to feel. You begin to become emotional about the expression that you are participating in. This is what being grateful does. You see, remember, all those parts and elements are on their way to you from the metaphysical, and they're ready to present themselves in the tangible physical realm. But if you are not grateful, if you are not exuding praise, singing, being a skillful poet or singer, then you'll never release those frequencies that will attract the manifestation to you. That's the power, the true power of praise and what they're doing in church, what you're doing in choir or at concerts. When them artists are hitting certain notes and melodically influencing the audience, it can literally shift. It causes a physical manifestation from something that you can't even see. Call it whatever they want to. It is praise by definition. That's what it is. And that is the final step to manifestation. In fact, if you don't, I would go as far to say, if you don't participate in praise, once you have accomplished steps 1 through 6 and you have started to actually act upon it, the uncertainty that you hear Christians saying, I don't know how it's going to happen, I don't know when it's going to happen, that uncertainty comes by way of misdirecting their praise, their singing. This song, I will go even further to say, the song that is necessary to manifest that which you are looking for needs to be specific. It needs to be from you. You need to write the lyrics to your song and your praise. You need to come up with your own chant, your own mantra, not something that somebody wrote 20, 30, or 40, or 100 years ago. That's where the uncertainty is going to come in, because it's not your song. It's not your praise. It's not your poem. You're using somebody else's. But yet you're very specific about that which you want to manifest. Huh? No, you need to write music. You need to make a song. If you can't sing, then write a doggone poem. But you need to make it specific. And when you do that, you will send up those frequencies, those sounds that are specifically tailored to attract the manifestation, the particulates, the elements that are on their way already to you. If you do it any other way, you're going to have confusion, doubts, concerns as a misdirection for those elements. They will, some will drop over there, some will drop over there. And that's why you're going to be saying stuff like, I don't know when, I don't know where it's coming from, but I know that it's coming. How does that sound? That sounds very, very uncertain, very unsure. Why would that be? Why would we be so unsure about something, but yet we can manifest both negativity and positivity at a moment? We have that much power to manifest something, but we don't know how to put out that baseball glove, that mitt, and catch it. It's falling all around us. It's hitting over there. Somebody else getting a piece of it, etc., etc. But we don't know how to direct that thing to us. We're just willing to throw it up in the air and say, "Oh, I don't know how, but I know I put in for it." Nah. You know why? Because your song, your praise is not specific. It's not specific. You ain't put the icing on the cake. You ain't finished the process. All right? That's what it is. Now, in closing, let me give you the summary of what I'm talking about as far as praise. Let me give you the rest of the etymology, what is actually taking place. You tell me if you don't know this to be true. In praising, in singing, in writing your poem, in making the announcement and declaration, as a skillful poet or singer, what you are doing is you are creating, writing word art. You are creating songs as a formula. Listen, hear me. For purposes of the art of enchanting and singing spells. You don't believe me? See the etymology of the term praise and incantation. And see if you don't find that which you have observed in churches and in concerts look a lot like this. An incantation, singing spells. What do you know about a spell? The abracadabra. You know, you're repeating the same thing. Alakazam, alakazoo, all this type of stuff. They show you that in Disney all the time because they know the power in incantations, in spells, in mantras, in repeating and reiterating the same chorus over and over. In church, you felt it yourself. They told you, you know, it's the Holy Spirit. You can call it whatever you want to. The point of the matter is all that chorus, everybody singing in harmony or melody together. Everybody, one mind and one accord. What is happening? What is actually happening is all the invisible sounds and frequencies. You can't see it with the naked eye. But I can guarantee something. Whether you're in a concert setting or whether you're in a church setting or at school in the choir, I can guarantee you that you can feel it. Now, how is it that doing something that you cannot see the sound, the vibration, the frequency, you can't see it, but if you can hit a specific note or melody or harmony, it could cause you to cry? How is it that if I hit a certain key, octave, or note or whatever on a keyboard, I can shatter a piece of glass? How is it, and you can check out these demonstrations on YouTube, how is it that I can put a cup of water on a table and hit a note, a certain resonant, and the water will vibrate? You explain to me how an invisible activity can have a real tangible effect on that water. That's what praise does. It takes the immaterial, the things that you have requested, specifically, the things you have created a business plan for, the things that you are now participating and acting out in faith or divine persuasion, the things that you have observed that you once dreamt about, that you wondered about, the things that you were divinely persuaded about and that now you have reduced to paper and are acting upon, all invisible things, all things of what they call faith. You're doing them because you're divinely persuaded. You know you've done your due diligence. And something is owed to you. Just like if I plant, I do all the work to plant that seed and to bring it and to make it healthy. I deserve a crop. I don't see it right now. It's invisible, but I'm going to do everything that I can to bring it to fruition. And that's praise. That's that final step. That's where you take the immaterial, actually introduce it into the physical, tangible. It's already on its way. But see, you were misguided and misdirected. You were taught that faith is, I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't need to know. Well, that's why what you call and ask for always falls on the ground and you get a piece of it and other people get a piece of it too. Because you ain't specific in your praise, your singing, and your poetry. Make it specific and be the God and goddess you are. You created it. Why not eat from the fat of it? Why you got to share it? And with that being said, we're going to end the manifestation series. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you look down in the description of this and other videos in order to find the rest of it. Because you need to follow this. I want to hear some testimonies. You're going to see mine. I'm going to start next week. This is April the 5th of 2024. So next week, I'll begin applying everything I've just taught. And you're going to see, I'm going to demonstrate for you firsthand, secondhand, third hand. You're going to see that this is the way it works. I'm going to put myself out there. That's in food or my diet. That's going to be in my faith practices, my praise and worship, etc., etc. This is not super mystical. We could have done this a long time ago. But there's no time like the present, and we're going to make it happen. All right, I hope you follow on this journey, and I hope that you do it with me. How about that? Huh? How about you do it with me? With that being said, thank you for tuning in. Give me a like, please. Subscribe and share. Share this with people that you care about. People that know how to use this type of stuff responsibly, that are not going to be trying to cast evil spells on people, right? And let me remind you that when you put something out, especially spells and things like that, bad mojo they call it or whatever, or what's the other thing called? Voodoo. Oh, it comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance. So beware. All right. We'll see you next time. 28 minutes. This one was needed to be a little bit longer because I didn't want to cheat you on the information. This is very vital and very important. I hope that you follow it responsibly. All right. You know Spider-Man's saying, with much power comes much responsibility, something to that effect. All right. That's why I do what I do, because that's what we do. That's what we should do. All right. Let's make it happen, y'all. I hope you're along with me on this journey. We're going to make it happen. Starting next week, it all begins. Exercise, diet, all of this stuff. It's time to make it happen. That's all I can say. You know, the solar eclipse is next week and all that kind of stuff. Look, we ain't fearing that stuff. This is the age of enlightenment. Don't fear that. The only ones that need to fear are those who are up to no good. Those who are not ready for the transition, the paradigm shift. I'm ready for it, baby. I'm ready for it. We are powerful. We are powerful. We were always the head. We're not the tail. We need to start living like it. Let's manifest. This is your year. Huh? And now we have the guideline. Let's make it happen. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hit me up in the comment section. Let's make it happen. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.